Hello.
Inspiration Nation, hello, Lee Kemp here for another week on a podcast. Sadly, Ryan cannot make it today. He has been out and about travelling, and sadder, Jose Noya could make it. He's with me. How are you, Jose?
I'm good. Feeling weirder than ever, but yeah, all good.
We're back
How are you?
to virtual again after our first get together in 7 years. I was talking about that when we realised that's how long it had been to my other half, and I said we realised that it's been this long since we all got together face to face. It's absolutely crazy. So we will try and make the pub nations a bit more of a regular thing. I think. Check
Quite
that
like the
out.
pub nation.
Pub Nation, Insta Nation, Pub Nation. I can't. I'll work out a good name for it. But there we go. Check us out on YouTube, Jose Noya, Inspiration Nation. Just put it in a Google machine. You can see that video and many others on YouTube. Same with TikTok. Follow, subscribe, like, whatever it is. Get loads of Jose through the week if you are into that sort of thing. And check out the archive and find out when I go live and get involved with the show. So I'm up this week. It's been a while since I think I put a subject in the pot, Jose. And I quite like doing this song reflecting thing on songs I liked when I was younger and what I thought about and when I think about them now. So I've got one that hopefully will give us a conversation to talk about. So this particular song, and I've got up some details about it as well, so I know where I'm going. And I've got a summary of the song as well. But it's called Is It 'Cause I'm Cool by Moose T. Do you know this particular ditty?
Is it what? Is it because I'm
It,
cool?
is it 'cause I'm cool?
No, never heard of it.
Oh my god, what are you like? From Moose
When
T.
was it released?
There you
Because
go. I'll tell you. This is where I've got my facts ready to go. See, this was released here, and then that bit of information. There we go. It was released on the 16th of February in 2004.
okay, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I wasn't really listening to that. I was
Or
sort of a
maybe you
nineties,
were.
90s and 80s child, really. But yeah, hit me. What's going on
It
with
was
this
by
song?
and I didn't know it was a German DJ, Moose T, from the second album. Features the vocals of Emma Lanford, who is UK based because it's all sung in English. But I really like this song and the premise of the song, and I'll give you a little breakdown here and then I'll tell you my mean thing on it. Here we go. This is great. AI in Google is so good because you ask it a question now and you get an explained answer, don't you? It's just seeping in everywhere. But really, I say, is it because of corner? The big kind of backbone of the song is it's someone kind of talking about superficial admiration. So people who copy someone, copy their clothes, memorize their quotes, name drop them as someone to make them feel good about themselves. So kind of in the age of celebrity as it was then, and certainly the noughties, the tabloid celebrity kind of age that we were in then. And it was talking about that. Touches on media scrutiny. There's some lines related to. I mean, one of the lines is when the school kids laugh because the paper's got it wrong again. So again, line into that darker side of celebrity a bit. Um, and talks about superficial flattery, all that sort of stuff. And then there's one more point, but it comes down to what I take from this, which I find interesting. So I liked this when I was younger for two reasons that we do with songs. One, I liked how it sounded. I liked the melody. I liked it. It was a little bit dancey, disco-y sort of thing. It's got a bit of guitar in there. I love a bit of guitar. So it was and I think near the end there's a bit of violin, and I don't know what it is. I love violins in pop songs. Makes it for me. Um, but also with the lyrics, I like that. And I took from, we talked about, certainly 2004, a couple of years Hastings Direct. I was very in my adolescence. I was definitely in my I want to fit in stage rather than I'm an individual and I do my stuff. So, I would follow the crowd. I'd try and fit in with everything. And I kind of almost saw this in a way as aspirational as that, as in is it because I'm cool, everyone's copying me, and I'm almost one of those people who would want to be the cool person or would look to the cool person and copy him. So I think that was reflective of me at the time and that kind of, desperate to fit in rather forging my own path sort of way. Um, and recently I started building my own playlist on, we use Amazon Music, other music services are available, most notably Spotify, but we got it through our Amazon account, so we use that. They're all much of a muchness, really, I have to say, to be neutral. But and my missus primarily used it, and then I started using it here and there, and I was really polluting her frequently played with all of my college rock and
Yeah.
obscure music and Tenacious D, as we've talked about before. So I thought, all right, I'll set up my own playlist and keep my bit in my little space and stop perversing the playlist. So I was going through for different, and this was one I like. You'd start looking into things, and this popped into my head, and I was like, "Oh, I used to love this song. I'm going to add this to my playlist." And I put it on. And I was like, "Yeah, I really love this song." And then it's in there, and it's in rotation. And I started listening to the lyrics again, and I've got a totally different viewpoint on it now than I did before, because this isn't about, for me now. Actually, it's not even about being cool. Um, there's one line in it particularly which I really like that resonates with me in the whole thing, which is, and I've got it up because I'm terrible at paraphrasing things. I've now got to find it. Here we go, and it's a bit where it says, "I ain't buying or selling today. I'm just looking around for some decent conversation. No hidden agenda, no phony pretender." And for me now, that's that comfort place that I ain't buying or selling today. I'm just looking around. Isn't because you're cool. It's you are self assured and you're comfortable enough to be walking in, and you're like, I'm not trying to get on board with you. I'm not trying to you to get on board with me. I'm just me, and I'm doing my thing, and I'm comfortable doing my thing. And I really relate to that particular sentiment now. And I say I almost see the is it because I'm cool almost like a framing device, if you like, or a metaphor for self assurance and taking control and being okay with who you are. And actually, I see it now that they're not promoting that they're cool, they're almost tongue in cheek. Well, why are you trying to follow me? Why are you poking at me? Why are you trying to knock me down? I'm just me and I'm doing me. Just leave me alone to get on with it. And it just gives me a totally different lens on the song that I'm now the cool person, and not because I'm cool. You know me well enough to know that that is most definitely not the case. But it's because I'm comfortable with me, and
Mm.
I can keep everything else like that at a distance because I don't need to fit in the room. I don't need to fit in the room. Now it's great when you get along. I'm not talking about being confrontational, but I'm not. I'm I'm being me, and I'm doing my thing on my plan in my way, and people either want to mimic that, that's great, but you shouldn't. You should follow your own path, or they're trying to knock you off, like the whole media scrutiny thing in there. And it's like, well, I don't, just do your thing. You're not you. I'm bulletproof. You can't touch me. So it's just the. I still love the song for the song, but I say in that line, that kind of couple of lines in particular, speak to me in such a way that I just didn't even, I think, understand when I was 22 when this came out. I
Yeah.
have now spoken for a good 10 minutes, so I'll stop there now and let you get a word in, Jose.
No, I just really like it, the being you thing. And it's really interesting to me because when you was talking, I was thinking it's like when you go back to songs, for your instance, the song that you said it was when one thing when you were younger, and now it means a totally different thing when you're older. That's what I get from books. Rereading a book, it doesn't get old like the one, the Stephen Covey one here, for instance. When I first read it, it meant, oh,
You blocked your whole face out there for those looking on
yeah.
YouTube. That's
I'm
the
doing
best
accent,
look you've
so
ever done. Best look you've ever done.
yeah, totally. But now I read it, it gives me totally different messages. It's really odd. It's because you change. And going back to your religion message, I just think, yeah, I'm the same as you. When I was younger, though, I was a bit different. I think for me, I didn't want to. I would still do what I want to do, but I'd try and find my people and then fit in around those people. So it wouldn't be
Yeah.
I want to be cool. I played like so in our school. And going back to your coolness bit, when I was younger, you just need to be in the football team, and I was naturally quite good at football, so I just got in the team. So I was naturally with the cool people, but I didn't want to be in that group, which is really odd, isn't it? I actually didn't want to. I wanted to do. I was into like computer games and Commodore 64s that we talked about, right?
Yes.
And I actually moved, which is really odd and interesting because when you want to fit in, right, I wanted to go out of that group and go into this other group, and I found it hard to get accepted by the what we call now the geek group because I was in the football group. There was like a little bit of a barrier, isn't it fascinating? But I thought I want to be because I thought the geek group were quite cool because they're really intelligent people, like more intelligent than I ever was, and I admired that. more than the physicality of the football. I'm not saying the
Yeah,
football
yeah.
isn't. What I'm saying
But
is
they
that
were into the
I
things that
admired,
interested you as well, like the computer
yeah,
games and stuff like
and I
that. And
gravitate towards that, and yeah, and I found it quite because I wasn't as intelligent as them. I found it a challenge to try and get in with that. But I did in the end, and it was good, and they became really good friends. And one of them, I went to I was their best man at their wedding, so it got quite cool. But that's interesting, isn't it? What you said and what you want to do, as opposed to what I want to do, was really interesting, and it's made me reflect on now. Where am I now? What am I now? I just don't tend to care. I'm
yeah,
just going to do my thing,
but I
and
think
I
that
don't actually.
happens as you
I'm
get
like
older,
you. I just
doesn't it?
don't care. Huh? Sorry, go on.
It just happens, I think, as you get older and you get more
Yeah,
comfortable with yourself. Is lean into you and what you like, and you'll find
yeah.
there will be, and there'll never be someone who you've got all the exact same interests with, but you find those overlaps or you have similar
Yeah.
interests in similar ways.
100%. And Eagle's just like this live. Thank you so much, Eagle, for liking the live. Back here, Eagle's another long time. Oh my word, you liked it so much. Thank you, Eagle. Literally like this to death. It's brilliant. Eagle, bless you. I hope your baby's okay, because I know Eagle had a baby. So I hope everything's good with you. What was I going to say about this thing? It was yeah. It's that. It's not. I'm going to be me, whatever. And like with the podcasting, right? When as soon as I started it, and I was of that age, I said, "Well, I'm starting a podcast." And sometimes you get a bit of pushback, but I don't care. Like, I'm doing it. Oh, you're a bit scared? No, I'm doing it. That's what we're talking about, and that was brilliant. I love that doing the videos. People, I could never do that. Of course you can. Or, that's what you're talking about. Oh, that's a bit weird. And, so I didn't care. Like, I really didn't. And I'm on this, like you said, Lee, on that path of you, right? I don't know where this is going to lead, but I think it's a really cool place to be. And I really don't like. You could, like you say, I'm not that I'm saying bulletproof. You said you're bulletproof. I don't think I am bulletproof. I would say I still am. If someone says things, it doesn't not it sometimes doesn't hurt. It's just sometimes I just know how to handle it better. You know.
Yeah,
Um, but I'm just going to be me, whatever. I don't care. Like, I am going to be me. And tennis is my latest issue where I'm diving into tennis. Right, I'm really dedicating a lot of time to that, and I love it. I don't care what people say. Some people say you're obsessed with tennis. Well, I don't think I'm obsessed. I just like playing it. So anyway, it's interesting, isn't it? Sorry, Lee, I've rambled on a bit there.
no, it's good.
For
It's
your
good.
20 minutes, I don't know how many minutes I've been speaking, but I just really love this subject about being you, and people will like you for being you, and
Yeah,
you attract the right people. So you will be with the people that have and the people that won't will just drift away. They will. And it depends on whether you want to hang on to them or not, whatever. And I think there's another thing about the circle that changes as you get old. As you develop, you will just find the circle change a little bit. And I just found it's a smaller circle, but it's a great circle.
quality. That's what it is. They say that, isn't it?
Yeah,
As you get older, your friend group gets smaller, but you've got the deeper relationships with those people. Um, and on the being able to, it's funny you say the podcast because particularly for me at the start, I was like, oh, I'm not really going to tell people I'm doing this. I'm just going to do this. It's my thing, and then started telling people, and it's out there now. In fact, most people I meet now, there's some way that it comes up in conversation quite early, and there'll be people now that I see, infrequently, sometimes apart from years, and they'll be like, oh, so how's the podcast going? How are you doing with that? And then I talk about where we are now through our lens of, well, it's just for us, but we've got a good number. And they're always like, oh, wow. Oh, that's really good. You're doing that. And you find people coming back to find out how it's going, because I think the first time you mention it, it's a bit like, yeah, 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 yeah. And then, 6 months later, it's still going, and this is what we're doing. It's like, oh, this is a real thing. Oh, that's quite interesting. Oh, I'd quite like to do something like that. And it just, like you said, you just do you, and it builds. And some people are interested and some not. And you kind of just put it out there and see who latches onto it. On that, it's interesting, like I said with the songs, seeing it different ways, and you said with the book, and it's just interesting as well. So on Netflix recently, they uploaded all of ER. And I think I've talked on before with Grey's Anatomy on a show, so medical dramas are a big thing for me. So I watched ER a lot when I was young. It was like one of my favourite shows about this sort of time, exactly when this song came out. It was, late 90s through the noughties, and I watched most of it other than the last couple of years. So we're like, oh, we'll watch that, and we are just caning it back to back. We'll do 2 or 3 episodes a day. Getting through it is pretty much the only thing we watch at the moment, and we're about halfway through, and we both absolutely love it. And the thing is, I watched it, but I'm watching it completely different now because I have memories of what happened. I have memories of what I take away, but I don't think I was totally in touch with the emotional element of it when I was younger. I think I think
Mm.
my EQ has grown over the years. So I think I looked at the world a lot more factually when I was younger. So a lot of the stuff I took away was about the structure, how their jobs were, who got promoted, who didn't, and a lot of the stuff to do with the subtleties of the relationships between people, why they got on and why they didn't, and who bears a grudge and who doesn't, and all that sort. I don't think that part went in, as in why people do what they do as people, wasn't totally on my radar. I looked a little more superficially. So watching it back now, there's like a whole layer of story that I didn't appreciate at all when I was younger, and all that other stuff is still there. But the actual emotional people reading part of it is, it's like watching something brand new I've never seen before. Watching it in my 40s as opposed to watching it in my 20s, where I just wasn't as in tune with that.
I really like that. And it's an interesting how we frame this episode now, isn't it? It was first to start with the song, but actually, when we think about the frame of this episode, it's always like around
Perspective,
as you
isn't
grow
it?
into the
Yeah,
person that you are, things have a different meaning.
yeah,
Songs, how you look at things. And of course, Lee, you're through your leadership journey, aren't you? Now you've got that interest in people, and it's developed over the years. And actually, you have a need to understand that
absolutely, yeah,
be able to be able to successful in that world. You need to be able to understand people. If you don't, you just look at the structures, and you just wouldn't work because you need to understand the things that are going on behind the scenes, which I really love. And I love the fact that you're now watching it, and you're now, you now get the older guys, why they might say what they might say, what's behind the strategy for them to do X, Y, and Z. I think that's really fascinating because I think that is the person you become because you're fascinated by people and
that's it.
what they do, why they do, and actually why you do what you do, and actually, yeah, like why I do what I do. Just fascinated as to how we've developed and that curiosity around people. And again, it feeds into the podcast if we think about it, because this has now become Lee's journal. In fact, it's still mine. It's a I think you framed it really lovely, where it's become a verbal journal, hasn't it, and video
That's
journal,
it.
really, of that
Absolutely
journey.
has.
But I love that journey that you've been on, and me as well, where things just mean differently as you go through life. It's just things have different meanings, even though the same words, exactly the same acting in ER, the same song, but it just isn't that a bit weird when you think of that. When you actually try and think with logic, it's a bit weird, isn't it? I don't know. That's what I think. It's just a bit
Perspective,
weird.
though, isn't it? They say
Yeah,
nobody experience a world the same way you do. So you'll be in the same place,
yeah,
seeing the same thing, watching the same movie, hearing the same song, walking down the same street, seeing the same people, but your experience and your interpretation of that experience will be radically different than everybody else that's there experiencing the
everybody.
same thing. And all those
Yeah.
things are shaped by everything you've been through and shape what's going ahead with you as well. And it's just absolutely fascinating that we're all in the same world, but none of us experience it in the same way.
And it's different, yeah, because we're in our heads, aren't we? And it almost was that NLP thing about your values, your belief systems. Those all interpret. People see the same piece of content, but just take away something totally different. That's why you get people arguing. It's just so different.
Absolutely.
It's like it's exactly the same, but you just every different opinion based on your values and opinions and beliefs about the world. But you're actually right. And Stephen Covey, going back to his book, it's a really interesting that because he always says the map is not the territory, which basically means you've got a map of your world. It's NLP, isn't it? You've got a map of your world. They've got a map of your world, but that's not necessarily the truth. Not the reality. Is you're just perceiving it through the lens of your values, belief systems, and the things you've gone through, which I think is absolutely fascinating. I still think it's fascinating to this day, and that's why I love coaching, because when I coach, I have to actually ask people when they say, "Oh, I found that a bit hard." Now I've got a belief about what hard is, and I ask them, and they say a totally different thing to what I believe is hard. which is fascinating. Now I have to
Yeah.
go coach on that perspective. So anyway, I want to go back to your song. I don't want to divest
No,
too
no, no.
much,
It's
but
good.
it's just fascinating, isn't it, about when you have these conversations and how you perceive things, and as we've grown and become our own person, how we look at the world, experience the world differently, but through a more authentic lens that we've
Yeah.
developed into this sort of person. Yeah.
Absolutely, and I'll probably layer in some of these as we go, different, particularly with songs is a one for me because I find
Mm.
music creates such an emotion. It can be really
Oh,
inspiring. I think it links you to places more than any other
mm.
thing it does. So it's probably one I'll drop in a few more of as we go on, and how I see it and how I see it now. Reflecting on my particular journey through this crazy world.
Well, you know what, Lee, at the minute, you talk about music and songs and stuff like that. At the minute, I've gone through, Michael Jackson, been listening to him because of the movie,
Yeah.
was having a massive thing on that. Then I listened to Rocky thing. Now I've got literally got the 80s radio station now. Just listen to it, and it almost like takes me to back. I'm always feeling this reality that this is absolutely me, but in the year 20 whatever we're in 26. But I want to bring that in as part of my environment because what it actually does, I don't know what it is. I'm having it in the background as I work. Working. I have it in the background now, and what you said about songs and music, it actually makes me work better. And I used to hate having anything. I used to be, but now I want some background, and it's that, and that actually helps you work better, which is interesting, isn't it? I
I
wouldn't have
get
had
it.
it before.
Get it completely.
Isn't it weird?
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you have when you work? Do you have like music or any sort of
Not
background
music. I
noise?
have TV on the background for the noise bend. It's
Okay.
always something I've watched before, so I don't really have
Okay.
to pay attention. But
Yeah.
it's there, so I'm not just in a silent room.
Yeah.
But I really phase in and out and have a vague awareness of what's going on. But that's why it's something I've watched before. It's more like a comfort thing, I think, than anything else
Yeah.
that it's there. And I
Yeah.
might
Comfort's a
try a
good
bit with the
word.
music
Mm.
because especially if I'm doing garden work, housework, and stuff like that, getting a bit of music on, really, the right music, can really change the whole experience of what you're doing with it, I
Mm.
think.
But it does for me. I mean, it makes me feel something that I can't put it into words. It's just an odd thing, but it just makes you. This comfort's a really nice word for that. What you said, I just feel more comfort, almost like with nothing. I don't feel and the 80s, almost like where I started to become, started to grow
Yeah,
as the person. When you become aware, really aware as a human being. Um, yeah. So I don't know what it is, but it's something about the 80s songs, and went back in the daily. I didn't really. I listened to them, but they weren't. I wouldn't like avidly listen to them now. But now I recognise them, and it's weird because I wasn't a fan of it. But it's something that takes me back there, which is something
that's
of
it. It's
comfort,
a
and I
link.
can't quite explain it. It's odd. It's just I like it, and so I'm doing it. It's
It's
weird.
good. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Right. I better
Okay.
do some shilling and wrapping us up. Looking at the time, it does
Yes.
fly when you are having fun.
Yeah.
So, mentioned before, Jose Noya. Put him in your Google machine. TikTok and YouTube, very, very active on both those places. Subscribe, like, all that good stuff. You'll be told when we go live. Get involved with the show. Catch up on what we're doing at inspirationnation.org.uk. Full links to all of our archives there. 7+ years now of fantastic content going on. And we are on all players. So Spotify, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts. I don't know if that's one or not. Wherever you download and listen to music, you can search Inspiration Nation. You can find us as well and go through that archive. We see a lot of people doing that, going back, downloading a big chunk of episodes. Again, if you are doing that and you like what you hear, we really appreciate it. Wherever you are, just quickly leave a review, hit that 5-star button, tell friends and family, just share the episode. You can just click the button, send it on WhatsApp, get other people to listen. That really helps us grow in what we're doing, and we appreciate all of that. Right, Jose, I think I'll count us down,
Well,
and
hang
then
on.
we'll be back again
We've got
next
5
week.
minutes. I want to do. You know
We're
what?
going to
We
do
know
some
what to do before we do
takeaways.
this.
Takeaways?
Yeah, big takeaway.
Takeaways.
Because a good. I think you framed it really well. I think we should take away because I think we should at least have the audience to think about before next time. But have you got anything that comes to mind for you?
We covered a lot of ground, didn't we?
Loads of ground. Yeah, that's what I mean.
A lot from where we started, but I think it's reflection. I think that whole, someone I heard years ago refer to it as it's important when you're climbing to look back down the mountain and realize how far you've come. And I just think that however you find a way to do it, that reflections piece is good. Just take that second on whatever it is, whatever you're doing. How have you changed? How have you grown? What do you like about that, and use that to kind of push you forward. But I think, yeah, reflection is important, is the short version of that.
Love that. But the reason I like that is because I think reflection is important, and yeah, I love that. For me, I'm just going to go back to the top of your theme, where you were talking about the song, and it now means something different to you because you are now you. You're genuinely you, authentically you. So I'm just going to go with be you, and just don't be unapologetic for being you. I think it's a really good thing to do. That's what I'm going to go with. And let us know in the audience what you think of that. What do you think? Do you think it's a good thing? Not a good thing? What's it going to give you? What the value? And what are you going to aim at for the next time you come across the next episode? Let us know.
Love it. Fantastic stuff. Most importantly, Jose, your phone battery has lasted and TikTok has gone all the way through the show. So before I eat my words, let's count down. 3, 2, 1. Inspiration Nation.
Inspiration Nation.
Catch you guys
Catch
later.
you guys later. I think I did a Lee at the end there. You usually go bit. I think I call that off you. All right.